for realizing that the American public is starting to figure out that the facts are on the side of President Trump and the Republicans and not on the side of the Democrats. For example, just in the last few days on CNN and on MSNBC, you had some key Democrats creating a little bit of wiggle room now for the possible supporting of what they call a fence, even though it's the very same kind of slatted steel wall that President Trump is pushing for right now. For example, Congresswoman Cheri Bustos, who's the chairwoman of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, said on CNN, quote, "If we have a partial wall, if we have fencing, if we have technology used to keep our borders safe, all of that is fine." Actually saying, well, leaving a little bit of wiggle room now for a fence. Jerry Nadler, Democratic chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, was asked specifically on CNN, would you support a fence? And he said, quote, maybe in some places. You're hearing this a little bit more and more. Even Senate Minority Whip Senator Dick Durbin, the third-ranking Democrat in the United States Senate, when CNN said, would Democrats allow and pay for some new fencing? He even said, well, yes, possibly in some areas, but not 2,000 miles. What I'm noticing here, folks, is that some of the Democrats, I think they see the writing on the wall. I think they realize that as soon as the American public finds out what the facts are that the mainstream media has been trying to suppress, that they're going to hold Democrats accountable as being responsible for being petty and childish and shutting down the government and not President Trump. That's why I told you before that the media is desperately trying to keep the public from finding out some of the basic facts. But I'm telling you, as soon as voters figure out, wait a minute here, President Trump's not asking for something out of the ordinary. He's only asking the Democrats to fund the very same border wall that they funded in the past in 2006 and 2013. And that Chuck Schumer, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, these Democrats, they all voted yes for this before. But then also, other information coming out, like, for example, Mark Morgan. Mark Morgan was Barack Obama's chief of all U.S. Border Patrol. This is a guy in charge of all United States Border Patrol for Barack Obama. And do you know what he said last week about President Trump wanting to build a border wall? Mark Morgan said, quote, "The president is right. Based on historical data and facts that can be proven, I cannot think of a legitimate argument why anyone would not support the wall," end quote. That's Barack Obama's chief of all U.S. Border Patrol. Add to that the current president and vice president of the National Border Patrol Council who say President Trump is absolutely right. We need this wall. I'm telling you, folks, the more the American public learns the truth, the more they're going to realize it's the Democrats who have manufactured an outrage over this wall. And that's all the more reason why I think President Trump's going to be successful and once and for all getting true border security.
Bob Dutko News, Politics, and Commentary is a public affairs presentation of Crawford Broadcasting Company, The Stand, and The Stand.